Hello, this is Reverend Doré, teaching religious science, which is the science of mind. Some call it the perennial philosophy, from Sarasota, Florida. Today, the Scots have taught us a lesson today. I normally do not comment on political affairs because I don't consider it my purpose for this blog. You know, I kind of love politics, a little hobby of mine, but maybe another website at another time. This post and this website is about spirit, consciousness, and matters of the heart and soul. The Scots, whether they realize it or not, resisted the strong pull of parochialism and separation when they voted yesterday to remain in the UK and thus preserve a 307-year-old union. They may well have set an example that would create much good in the world. The union of two great peoples has, over the centuries, taken Scotland from perhaps the poorest kingdom in Europe in the 1600s to one of the wealthiest components of the United Kingdom, while enriching the world with its wonderful people, whiskey, culture, and customs. It was unthinkable for me to imagine that lovely island torn asunder into two nations, where for so long there has been one great nation united in heart, soul, and law. The Scottish secession referendum was a matter of great interest and discussion here in America because so many Americans are of Scottish heritage in whole or in part. Even I have a wee drop of the Scot in my family tree. I must, for every time I hear Amazing Grace played on the pipes, I cry. One might ask, what difference does it make if the cross of St. Andrew or the Union Jack flies over Scotland? Who cares? We should all care. You know, there's a strong undercurrent all around the globe right now of disintegration, of unions flying apart, religions flying apart, families torn asunder, political discord and disunity in minds and hearts that is leading to a new tribalism where once unity and global thinking were thought to be our future. I believe it still is. We simply cannot sink into a tribal mentality. The future of the planet depends on us realizing that we are all one. There's one creator of us all. We all came from the same divine mind and the same word. We all trace our lineage to the same point, God. We are all one in the spirit, thus we're all literally brothers and sisters, no matter what our outward differences might be, or as my daughter calls it, our paint jobs. The Scots took a vote for oneness while not giving up an iota of their Scottish culture and heritage. The breakup of one of the world's most influential nations, the United Kingdom, would have sent shock waves of separatism and tribalism around the world. If they can do it, can Quebec be far behind? Will Catalonia follow suit and render Spain asunder? Will Burma and Thailand splinter into ethnic enclaves? No, the Scots have set an example for all to follow. The lesson is that ethnic groups can retain their identity and their culture without having their country, their own country or national entity. We don't all have to have our own little patch in order to be what we are. We can live together in mutual respect and peace, thereby building understanding and appreciation for each other. What can we learn from each other while being separated into our own little enclaves or countries? Cultural separatism breeds discord and an inbred culture that lets little light in from the outside world. You know, Americans are the experts of one out of many. The idea of bringing many people into our country and making them Americans, making us one land. We're not perfect at it, but we're better than any other nation at it. We've taken people from every part of the globe, welcomed them into our society, and they have often become some of our best Americans. Every wave of new immigration refreshes and nourishes the tree of liberty and enriches our culture. The first or second generation American still lives the American dream. He still aspires to be more and do more. They have not yet become jaded or complacent, like too many of others in our society. They still believe, and their belief energizes the rest of us to believe again. We watch a family who comes to us with nothing build a fine business or profession and prosper. And we think if they can do it, surely we can do it. Without their example, we might well sink into complacence and national ennui. You know, I live just about a mile or two from the Greek Orthodox Cathedral for this area of Florida. Every year they have a huge Glendy, which is a Greek festival and celebration of all things Greek. Thousands come from all over this part of Florida, and I will wager that 75% of the people attending are not of Greek heritage. We come to experience the food, the dance, the exuberant joy of the Greek culture, and to learn and laugh and play with our Greek American neighbors. Every year the festival is bigger and bigger as more and more Floridians discover the joys of an ancient and vibrant culture. I particularly enjoy the Glendy because Greek and Armenian cultures are very similar. Languages are different, but religion, food, even the way we look is similar. Love the food. If you've never experienced a Greek Orthodox Christian church service, do so. It's a journey back to the earliest days of the Roman Empire, or of the Eastern Roman Empire, and Christianity's beginnings. You might not understand the Greek and the liturgy, but you can read along in English and the Catechism. Your heart will understand the incredible beauty, the lovely, lovely service. The churches are gorgeous and the service is incredibly beautiful. The palpable presence of spirit and the glow of the faces of the people as they sit in the conscious presence of God. One cannot help but be moved. It's a trip back to the 4th century when Christianity was so very different from what it is today. To go to another religion's service is to broaden your mind and your heart and to see that we all worship the same God, even though it's done in different ways. This is a vivid example of how Americans from all heritages can come together to celebrate diversity as one and emerge the richer for the experience. We have so much to learn from each other. Rather than separating ourselves into tribes and sects, let's come together in oneness and unity while enjoying the diversity and rich tapestry of cultures and traditions that our lovely planetary home provides. We can be wonderfully unique and live as one at the same time. Variety is the spice of life, heaven knows, but oneness will save the planet. Let's have both. You want to? In love, light, and oneness, I wish you and yours long life, much love, and happiness. But before I go, I want to invite you, if you want more information about the perennial philosophy that we call religious science, log on to csl.org. Be sure to log on to youtube.com/RevDor to view one or more of my 98 video podcasts of these posts. Every one of these posts is also on YouTube as a podcast, and I tell you, it's a much richer experience to see it and hear it at the same time. Until we are together again, this is Reverend Dore Jacques Patlian saying bye-bye for now.